It's a holiday tradition shared by families and friends throughout Kansas City.
This is just an amazing, unique experience.
Thousands come together to see the lights that cover every dome and tower on the Country Club Plaza.
Looking out, it was a great crowd. Looking out into the crowd and realizing, wow, this is cool.
The planning takes months.
That's what starts the holiday season for me. Right there, Thanksgiving night, when the lights go on.
The memories last a lifetime.
One year, I was dancing on stage, which was scary all by itself.
Join us as we take you behind the scenes of the KCP&amp Plaza Lights. Brought to you by Burns and McDonnell.
The year was 1925. Calvin Coolidge was president. The Pittsburgh Pirates won the World Series. And a new holiday tradition was about to kick off right here in Kansas City, starting with a single strand of colored lights over the entrance to a building on 47th Street. From there, the spectacle just grew.
First strand of lights was hung here on the plaza in 1925, and really the first lighting ceremony happened in 1930.
My first memory of the Plaza Lighting is just when I first came to Kansas City in the 1990s, 25 years ago. This tremendous thing happened on Thanksgiving night, and I was like, wow, what a great, great tradition here in Kansas City.
It was really kind of designed and started, as I understand, and was told, you know, as a way to get shoppers downtown and people to come downtown and see the shops and the stores and the lights.
I grew up in Kansas City, and there were two ways we saw the Plaza Lights. It was either in my grandma's living room on Thanksgiving night, because we had just eaten our second Thanksgiving meal of the day, and you watched as the lights turned on. Or we'd go down to the plaza, and you know you were going to stand in these crowds of people, and maybe it's cold, maybe it's hot, maybe it's raining, but you just know it's going to be kind of magical. It's just kind of a magical Kansas City thing.
We're really fortunate here in Kansas City because the Plaza Lighting goes back decades. And what's cool about it is it grows each year. And when you see the strands of lights go up on the plaza, you do get excited about it, but then you think back of what was it like in 1950 or 1960, and you know, some of the people here remember those moments, and that's what's cool, is to hear the stories through their eyes of how it's changed.
Every time you take a child down there, you become a child yourself, and it is so neat to see the look on their face. So my memory of the Plaza Lights is all tied up with my wife and the 4 kids, and trying to keep track of them. That's one job in that beautiful crowd, but also to watch all those lights come on and see the look on their face when that happens.
The halls with boughs of holly.
Really, the show is the sea of people. The show is the kids looking up at the big screen or waiting for that, you know, that countdown to go down, and to wait to see the lights flip on. Like, that is the magic. That's the show. That's what people care about.
3, 2, 1.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout, 'cause I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming.
So growing up in Kansas City, the holiday season really never officially started until they flipped the switch at the Plaza Lights. It was a tradition for us because we would have our Thanksgiving meal, watch football, and we had our clock set because we knew that evening we would watch the Plaza Lights come on.
And then to watch the lights come on over all the plaza to begin the holiday season, it's just a special moment.
Behind the scenes of the KCP&amp Plaza Lighting. Broadcast brought to you by Burns and McDonnell.
See, you don't realize how much planning goes into one of these events. It really is a whole 1-year-long effort.
What we tried to bring to the table when we came on several years ago was to really give the show an overall story arc, so that there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's a finale. And this year's very much of a Rockette kind of feel to it. We're adding some scenic pieces so that hopefully it starts to add some depth and texture to the stage even more.
It involves picking the music, choosing the tunes, choosing the dancers.
So our lead scenic designer does all of his work right in this area. This is where he creates, and this is where he created some of the pieces, and then we'll add on to for this year's show. So it can be a year-long process, creative process, or it can be a month-long creative process.
We start to nail down the set design, who's performing, how long the songs are, and to try to time everything out so the viewer at home gets to see as much of the performances in the Plaza Lighting as possible.
We wanted to celebrate Kansas City talent, emerging, established, and legendary.
And these performers take it so seriously, and it means so much to them.
Thank you.
I was actually a performer at the Plaza Lighting in 2004 with Radio Disney, so that was incredible, and to get to come back and do it a second time, I mean, I still talk about that it was the biggest, most special show of my entire career so far, and now to get to do it again is just such an honor.
For so many of these performers, this is maybe their first performance to this magnitude, performing in front of thousands of people. So for us, we want to get it right. They want to get it right.
We won't begin dance rehearsals and singing rehearsals until I think the first week in November.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
The team that works on this works on theatrical productions all the time. So instead of having a 5-week rehearsal process, you know, we've got a 2-week rehearsal process.
It doesn't really take that long to learn those, but the process of deciding what we're going to do happens months out.
It's so much fun because they rehearse for a long time for this. That's what people don't realize. So much work goes into the Plaza Lighting. It's this one event, one night for a couple of hours, but people practice for months and months and months.
Everybody on our team is working on it, committed to it. You know, we sponsor it along with the Plaza and KCP&L. We feel a great responsibility to delivering a top quality evening of entertainment and culminating with this tradition that kicks off the holiday season.
88th lighting of the KCP&L Plaza Lights. You have 2 rehearsals, we get the scripts, I come home, I read through the scripts, and I pretty much know how the show is going to go.
It's like Mike and Randy have 5 seconds.
You vamp before they can. I think you should take 20.
Well, you don't take it.
It starts to get really ramped up towards the end of baseball season, and then it's sort of non-stop until it happens. So it's a big project. Sometimes my eyes get bigger than what we can do. But we always want to push the boundaries. We always want to give the best show to the people at home.
Tell me to speak.
Speak. There we go. My favorite memory. Well, we've had many hosts, you know, and probably my favorite memory is the first year I was hosting.
Do a tornado.
Eric Stonestreet was the celebrity switch flipper, and so it was so exciting to be on stage with Eric Stonestreet. And we had this routine that we did that was the Macarena. I think we did some kind of variation of the Macarena. And number one, I cannot dance.
Elbow, elbow, head, head, waist, waist, back. Now 3 shakes. Now let me see you jump.
Gary had a hula skirt on, and he was dancing with Eric Stonestreet on stage. And Stormy was there then. You know, how many days do you get to see Gary in a grass skirt other than Wednesday? So.
I got up there and they tried to get me to dance. And by the way, they haven't let me dance since.
Behind the scenes of the KCP&L Plaza Lighting. Broadcast brought to you by Burns and McDonnell.
In the last few years, I feel that production has gotten better and better and better.
And there would be music and there would be some entertainment. It was always fun. It wasn't quite the stage show presentation it is now that so many people enjoy.
We don't have possession of the site, the area, till 5 p.m. on Wednesday, the night before. We then have to transform that space from a shopping district traffic area into a concert venue by 8 o'clock the next morning.
Because it's really the first time we've worked on the proper stage before. We've always just taped out a floor in the shape of the stage, so things can be different. All of the elements are there.
We're just making sure everything's connected. We double check all of our, processes and make sure people are in the right spot and they know their roles.
Once you get down to the plaza, the excitement begins to build. You go backstage, you figure out where you're supposed to be. But once you get into the show, it's go time.
Happy Thanksgiving with Rhiannon Alley. I'm Mike Bruzdars.
5 o'clock, the music gets going and more people gather. And by 5:30, we're out there tossing out all of our blinky items and interacting with everyone out there to watch the lights.
And just being able to watch the amazing, immense production go on with the stage being set up, the lights being added, the pre-rehearsal. It was just incredible. It was exciting to see.
It's kind of like, going down a ski slalom. Once you start, you just have to deal with what's in front of you. At 6:54, we flip the switch, turn on the lights. So no matter what happens before that, we're going to hit that mark.
What we do is we televise what Harvest Production puts on down there, and it's a huge coordination effort between Harvest and 41 Action News to make sure that we are in sync given anything that could go wrong, whether it's rain, as it was a couple years ago, or shine.
Logistically, the biggest challenge is usually the weather.
On the day of the bad weather day in 2015, the worst weather you can have is a very cold, heavy driving rain.
It was a torrential rainstorm, and it was freezing. At one point, there was kind of ice falling.
And the rain is starting to take a tear on our show. And we started with 9 cameras. At one point, the lowest point, we were down to 3.
And it was completely redesigning and reorganizing and rerunning cables in different places and coming up with backup plans.
How much did I complain? I don't think I complained that much, did I?
She was 6 months pregnant.
8 months.
8 months pregnant during the Plaza Lighting in 2015. I mean, sheets of rain falling. We can see our breath. It is very cold outside.
We talked to all the performers and I said, what do you feel like? Can you still go on? Do you want to? If not, no. And everybody said yes, absolutely.
Are you going to help us flip the switch?
Yes!
All right.
I really like to go out with the celebrity flip switcher, and we genuinely try to find a kid that looks like they're excited and want to do it. And then next thing you know, they're up on stage, and it's quite an experience for them.
It is completely unknown. It is a giant secret, and it's not even a secret because honestly, we truly do not know until that moment. And they go down and they pick the child.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
By the time we get to the flipping of the switch, everybody's pretty exhausted, and it's a big relief. There's a few high fives.
No matter what is happening in the world, at that particular moment, 5 seconds before the lights come on, there's a sense of calm and excitement for what's to come that holiday season.
I remember specifically one moment that will stick with me forever, and I've been here 20 years now. There was this one moment when I looked up and I saw this dad who had his daughter on his shoulders to make sure that she could see what was going on and the singing and the special guests and all that was happening. And she was was just over the moon with joy, and he just looked like this adoring, lovable, doting dad.
Finishing a Plaza Lights is, it's a proud moment for myself because of all the people involved. The job they did, the odds they overcame, and they walk out of the trailer and they look and everybody's happy. It's like, oh, thank gosh, we did a great job.
Look around and see people from the Intercontinental Hotel to the Raphael, all the way around the plaza. They're all out there and there's so many people. It's fun to celebrate with everyone. And that's what's just so exhilarating. I can't explain the amount of emotion, positive emotion that we get from it.
Behind the scenes of the KCP&L Plaza Lighting. Broadcast brought to you by Burns & McDonnell.
But ain't it kind of funny at the dark end of the road? Someone shines a light with just a single ray of hope. I believe there are angels among us.
It is an amazing moment when Kansas City comes together at the holidays, and I love this part of the year because it's not about gifts. It's all about being together with friends and with family and loving each other.
To show us how to live, to show us how to give, to guide us with the light of love.
I didn't know much about it. And when I first came to Kansas City, and it's just a tremendous event, an absolutely fantastic event that I thoroughly have enjoyed. I enjoyed all the years, and now that KSHB has been presenting it for the last few years, it's great to be a big part of this tradition.
I think being a part of something that you grow up watching and admiring is really exciting for performers. I think it rings in the holiday season, you know, in a very personal way for Kansas City and for anybody that's involved.
I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me.
I went from watching it religiously every year to now being part of the coverage, and that is amazing to flip my vantage point from watching the lights come on to watching the thousands of people enjoy that moment.
We as a company are very, very proud to be a part of this amazing tradition, and absolutely we're thrilled to continue it for this year and for all the years to come. All we want to do is consistently look for ways to make everything better and more exciting and even more special for families who come to be a part of it.
It feels like Christmas. I mean, it really feels like Christmas. It feels like holidays should feel like.
It's one of my husband's favorite date nights of the Christmas season. Just to go down there, grab a bite to eat, walk around in this beautiful space that just looks so Christmassy. It's just such a lovely way to spend time together.
And it's something that I can't wait to pass along to our kids because it just means so much to Kansas City.
It's super surreal to get to come back, and especially with it being such a big Kansas City tradition and coming off of such a big year of having so much hometown support, to get to come back and really just bask in it with my hometown is just, it's going to feel so good.
It's about meeting the people and it's about the energy at an event like the Plaza Lighting because it's Thanksgiving. Everyone's happy. Everyone's with their family. Everyone's celebrating. And we're all there for this one moment that literally is only 30 seconds long. Yeah. But it's so exciting to be there, and you're all kind of enjoying it together. It's like you're all in it together.
It's always been something that I've been honored to be a part of. It is such a part of Kansas City. Just to be a small part of it, whether it's talking to folks in the crowd or getting up on the stage for this or that, it's one of those moments that's fun.
We encourage everyone to come out there. It is so much fun. It's a tradition for so many families. People watching from all over doing that countdown and then having the lights come on right on sync with the fireworks. It's a great, great moment and experience.
Have a great night and happy holidays!
Thank you for watching Behind the Scenes of the KCP&L Plaza Lighting. Brought to you by Burns & McDonnell.